Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about, just like a lot of other people have talked about, is upgrading the Blade Inductrix frame. This frame is expensive and it's very, very cheap. I do thrash it around pretty hard, and I did have a couple wrecks. I broke it here, and I think I also broke it right here. I mean, you can see just how flexible and weak this frame really is. It's light, but it's very expensive. It's $8 to replace. So unfortunately, a lot of people were out of stock on it, so I decided to bite the bullet and go with the Eachine E010, which weighs more, and I'll put the weights at the end of the video. But what's really surprising is I ended up with a quad almost the same weight. I think it was off by less than a gram, and then I did some trimming and I was able to get it down to the exact same weight. So here's what I like about this frame. You can get it at Banggood for $268. Now, I didn't want to wait for the shipping, so I did get it at fpv.com, and it cost me $4.99 versus the $7.99. It's much more rigid. It's a little bigger, and it gives you the stiffness you need and the durability versus the stock frame. Another key plus on this frame is, I hope you can see it, I also upgraded the motors, and on all the motors you get, the wires are just way too long. But on this frame, if you can look, there's a little clip that hooks the wires, and you can run them in a track. And the frame's also big enough that you can tuck the wires right in the frame and they're not hanging out all over the piece. And the other problem with the frame was the battery tray. The battery tray does not fit the stock battery. So I took a Dremel and I just Dremeled out the front of the frame, and then I took a small piece of Velcro and I put it under this. So when you put the battery in, the battery goes in and it's very snug, and it's got a little stop where you Dremeled out that lets the battery go through, and it stops right on the cap. And I mean, the battery's in tight. So that was a pretty nice upgrade. Now, the stock canopy, I'm not a fan of the yellow canopy, and it kind of looks like a mullet. One of the other issues is the camera angle. The stock camera angle, it's flat, so anytime you get into any forward flight that's fast, you're looking at the ground. So actually, FP or Tiny Whoop Store had these camera mounts angled that are 3D printed, which is actually lighter than the stock canopy, which was really nice. So I got the added camera angle, which was really nice. It fits in there fairly well. Yeah, I don't think it's quite as well protected as the stock frame. The antenna comes up. I don't see any issues there. But one of the things that I'm going to have to change is the mounting screws. The mounting screws from the stock Inductrix, they're just long enough to catch the frame. I think I'm going to go with a little longer ones. I got about 2 turns on them, and I did have to play with the frame to get the camera angle perfect, because it's a 3D printed frame, and I don't know if in the mail, if it got twisted, or just the way the mold came out, but that the camera wasn't sitting perfect in there. So overall, I'm going to put the weights in, and it's really shocking that I got the same weight out of it, even though the frame is a couple grams heavier. And I'll put pictures of all the weights I took, and then the final weight of the quad completed. And I also upgraded in my last video the pigtail on the board, because that was a major issue for battery connection. And the only other thing I did to this was I did solder the board so I didn't get a low voltage cutoff, because it looks like there is an upgrade fix from Horizon for that, but they are on back ordered. If you call and you complain and it's going into low voltage before you're actually there, Horizon will send you a brand new board, no questions asked. So I do have another board coming, so that'll be nice. And the motors, I'm not going to tell you what I have in there yet. I want to do some testing on them to see if it's a better upgrade or not. So overall, you get a better frame at a fraction of the price, and as you'll see in the pictures, the weight is exactly the same. So it flies better, but I just have to do some testing on the motors to see how much of a performance gain I did there. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.